board may have said the notion of distress cannot be discussed. A robust and predictable search and rescue regime led by states is needed in the Central Med if we want to avoid such tragedies to repeat. There's one vital question here. Were there distress calls? To whom were they sent? And were they ignored? What is your assessment of what transpired here?
Well, first of all, very saddened by the loss of life of migrants and refugees. All the details are not clear at this stage. What we know is that some people on board of the ship reported a distress, that distress was communicated to the Greek authorities. It is also clear that at some stage, some merchant ships and some Coast Guard ship approached the boat, and allegedly some people on board of that boat said that they don't want to be assisted. But the circumstances in which the boat has sunk, some testimony suggests that at that time there was a maneuver by the Coast Guards to take it away from the search and rescue area of Greece in order to allow that boat to continue towards another country, and that's a bit disturbing. That's why we're calling for an independent investigation of what has actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, and as you say, the reports are that some people said they don't want to be assisted. But as you say in your tweet, you say a robust and predictable search and rescue regime would be needed, right? This is important. Could this tragedy have been avoided? Do you believe that we could have avoided what we've seen?
Yes, many tragedies in the central Mediterranean Sea cannot be avoided. We see shipwreck every week opening off the coast of Tunisia or off the coast of Libya. But that one, I mean, when you look at the evidence that is available, the photographic evidence that is available, it was a large boat. It cannot have left Libya undetected. So it could have been seen by the Libyan authorities. And then it obviously was not a cruise ship full of tourists. The boat was overcrowded, and we know traffickers lock in people in the lower part of the boat. It was unseaworthy, and regardless of what the people said on board, people should have been brought to safety, and it was possible.
Yeah, you're saying investigation needs to be conducted here. As you say, it was large enough when it disembarked Libya for the Libyan authorities to have known. Clearly, it was spotted. We know that it was heading to Italy. Some of the reports that we're getting is, as we say, it probably did send out some kind of distress call, or at least there was knowledge of its existence. What kind of intervention do you believe needs to happen here from the moment it disembarks to post-disembarkation? We have the technology to be able to identify the movement of these kinds of boats, at least the size of these.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no problem of detection. It was detected on time by the EU border agency from one of its aerial assets. So the boat was detected. It was clear it was unseaworthy. It was clear that it is part of a trafficking movement from Libya to Europe. So the authorities had a responsibility to intervene to save life, because it was clear the boat was not going to go to its destination. But that's a practice we've seen in recent months. Some coastal states provide food, provide water, sometimes life jackets, sometimes even fuel, to allow such boats to continue to only one destination, Italy. And that's not fair. Italy cannot cope with that responsibility alone.
Yeah, well, let's talk about EU policy right now on refugees and migrants. There's a sense that it is getting a lot tougher. What is the status of humanitarian corridors that exist at this point in time? What is your assessment?
Well, a few states are working on establishing those humanitarian corridors or resettlement program, like it's done in the US or in Canada. But in Europe, it's still very small. So those corridors, in terms of volume, are not very credible and are not seen as an existing alternative for many people on the move. But now we need also to work upstream in some countries of transit to make sure people are not forced to engage into those very dangerous journeys. So we need programs that stabilize the population in dignity in the country where they are.
Thousands of fans lined the streets in Denver to celebrate the Nuggets' first NBA championship. Check out MVP Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray riding in a SWAT vehicle. The rest of the team made it to City Hall on fire trucks. Jokic had this to say after the big win, though.
Venice Parade. Venice Parade.